Hello and welcome to round 1 of the World Supertech Series from the Nuerburgring GP layout. This is the first race of the series. It's a 60-minute race, and in qualifying, Jack Keithley was on pole, followed by Matuzewski with Jesper Talborg in 3rd. Rasmus Salo was in 4th, and Florian Strauss was in 5th place. Tommy Ajala unfortunately had a bit of damage on the formation lap. He had some wheel problems, so he's going to peel into the pit lane and start from the pits. James Johnson was in 7th, and Ben Davis 8th, with Morten Verneson and Chris Butcher rounding out the top 10. So as they head onto the start-finish straight, it's a rolling start at about 40 miles an hour, and they're going to wait for the green flag signal to start the race. And there it goes, and Jack Keithley makes a good start, and Rasmus Salo going up the inside of Thomas Matuzewski, and Ben Davis making a good start as well. He's already passed James Johnson as they head into turn 1 for the first time, and it's going to be about who brakes latest. Matuzewski very late, and James Johnson even later. He goes into the back of Matuzewski, and they both come across the track. And Ben Davis in trouble, and David Junt as well, I believe, was involved. And Strauss makes it to 2nd place. He's the beneficiary. Here's a replay, and Matuzewski locking his front, but James Johnson even deeper on the brakes, and Jesper Talborg was involved as well. And they both hit Ben Davis, who goes into the air, and they hit David Junt as well. And there's a separate incident going on the back. That's Lee Palmer and Chris Butcher, I believe, is in the gravel on the right as well. So a big kerfuffle going on. And here's the view from Josh Barton's car. He's in 14th place. And we're looking at Nikola Ilovanov in front of us in the red Audi. And Barton's making a move into turn 3. And Ilovanov locking his brakes. But Barton looks like he's made this one stick. Unless Ilovanov can come back on the inside. But no, Josh Barton covers it. And that's Jari Vinnari as well in the background as they head towards the left-right chicane, and Jack Keithley leads then from Florian Strauss. Rasmus Salo in 3rd. Talbot got a bit of damage on the front right of his car, and that's Wayne Morgan as well making a good start. He's made a few places up, obviously benefiting from the turn 1 incident. So we're on board with Paolo Tempera's car, and he's looking at Jari Vinnari, who's also drafting Josh Barton as well, and Jari looks like he's going to make a move into the Beadle chicane. And in fact he backs out of it, and Tempera has got a bit of a run. He goes around the outside, a bit of contact, but Tempera makes the move stick. So a good move around the outside from Paolo Tempera on Jari Vinnari, and Vinnari obviously playing it safe in the early stages of this race. It's a 60-minute race, as I said earlier, and he's obviously looking towards the future rather than the present. Here's Sergio Perez and Matuzewski, who's recovering from the back of the field. And Matuzewski's got a bit of a run out of the final turn, and he's going to make a move into turn 1. Perez goes a little bit defensive. He goes to the inside. Matuzewski goes to the outside for the ideal line. Matuzewski braking later as well. It looks like this one is easily made this one stick, and that's Łukasz Demlin having a look as well. Yeah, it's an easy move there for Matuzewski. In the background, we saw Ben Davis recovering as well. He was also involved with the turn 1 incident. Here's Chris Butcher and Tomasz Demlin, Łukasz's brother, and Chris Butcher easily making that one stick. I think Demlin sort of let him have that one. Demlin obviously knowing that Chris Butcher's much faster than him. Here's the view back for that's Lee Palmer, and he's spun and he's hit the barriers. That's huge damage for Lee Palmer. That's twice in the first couple of laps that he's had a spin and damage, and unfortunate for him, he's going to have to repair that in the pits. I think his rear wing came off. Here's Matuzewski now on Demlin. He's lost his left mirror, and Demlin not quite as good a run as Matuzewski. In fact, Demlin lifts off halfway down the straight to let Matuzewski through. And Demlin, not quite paying attention, moves onto the grass. So here's Ben Davis on Rob Musgrove, and this is lap 4 we're on now. So Ben Davis still making his way through the pack. He's a long way back from Rob at this stage, so it's going to have to be a very late move if he wants to make this one stick. And he goes down the inside, brakes later than Musgrove. He's just about going to make the apex, and does so, and covers Musgrove off. And Musgrove spins, so obviously that bit of contact put Musgrove off, and he's spun and lost loads of positions, at least 4 positions, look. And it's a shame for him. Here's David Junt, the recovering David Junt, and he's behind Wayne Morgan. David out-qualifying Morgan significantly, so Morgan a little bit out of place at this stage of the race, and Junt's trying to make his way back through, locking his brakes into turn 3. Morgan saw him coming and gives away that position. He also knows that he's a bit out of position. Junt clambering over those curbs on the exit of that corner, is he allowed to do. Here's Paolo Tempera as well, following Nikola Ilovanov as they head towards the left-right chicane, and Ilovanov struggling a little bit for pace at this stage. Tempera obviously out of position as well. he was qualified quite well. And Ilovanov running a little bit wide, and Tempera makes the move stick. Ilovanov all the way into the gravel, in fact, and that's Ben Davis in the background. So Davis making good progress. Ilovanov going backwards at this stage of the race. In fact, here is Ben Davis on Nikola Ilovanov. So Ben Davis already caught up to the back of him, and he's got a great run out of that corner and onto the straight, hasn't he? So he's going to slipstream, go up the inside. Ilovanov leaves him plenty of room. Davis cuts off Ilovanov a little bit there, but he's made his way through past Nikola. Nikola having a go back up the inside, but Davis is going to have none of that. Sweeps around the outside, makes the move stick. A bit of a twitch on the exit, but Davis sensibly through. So here's Chris Butcher down in 16th place, and Demolin Łukasz this time is all over the gravel, so his run's a little bit compromised, and Butcher goes round the outside of Demolin, the Polish driver, and he's on the inside for the right-hander now. So an excellent move from Chris Butcher round the outside of Łukasz, and that's Thomas Mataszewski catching these two as well. So Butcher moves up another position. So the next person in Łukasz Demolin's mirrors is Mataszewski, and here's Jari Vinnari and Paolo Tempera and Josh Barton having a battle, and Jari the sandwich between those two cars. He's going to have a look at Josh Barton potentially into the hairpin, turn 1 hairpin, and he goes down the inside, easily makes this one stick if he can hold the apex, but he doesn't. Josh Barton slips up the inside, and Tempera looking to make his way through as well, but is unable to do so. So Josh Barton retakes the position from Vinnari, so it looks like he's going to keep that position for now. Tempera trying to go round the outside of Vinnari, still with this battle. So Vinnari coming down into the hairpin at the bottom of the track. He's looking for a way past Josh Barton. He's unable to do so. Very late on the brakes, Vinnari, and that's an excellent move if he makes this one stick. Very, very late, surprising Josh on the apex of that corner. Excellent move from Vinnari, and he moves up a position, and he's got the racing line for the fast left-right king. So he's now behind Stephen Ducros, and who appears to have chronic oversteer in his Mercedes, and Vinnari's going to have a better run again as they go into the Schumacher S. And is he going to stick this one around the outside? No, he isn't. And here's Ben Davis following these two as well. Davis has got a much better run from the compromised Vinnari, and he's going to go up the inside of Vinnari and makes that one stick. That's very opportunistic driving from Davis, who spins into the barrier, bang, loses his front end, just over eager to get on the throttle and move up, and that looks like he's got a front right puncture, doesn't it? Oh, huge damage for Davis. Very unfortunate. He was making good progress from the back of the field. His Tempera and Ajala's car. We're on board with Ajala, and it's Josh Barton and Tempera having the battle. Barton's still on the inside of Tempera. He's going to try and do what he did earlier, but he's cut the chicane there. He's going to have to give that one back to Josh Barton. He's got to be careful he doesn't lose a position to Ajala as well. So he gives the position back to Josh Barton, but Ajala's there, and he's trying to cut back on Paolo Tempera. And he's got the slipstream as well now, so he's going to have to try and make a move down into turn 1. They're all going to try and make a move on Josh Barton into turn 1. So Tempera on the inside of Barton, and is he going to make this one stick? He's very late on the brakes, sideways, bit of contact maybe, and it's Ajala that makes his way through both of them, and he's gapped them already. So a big mistake there from Tempera on the brakes, got sideways into the side of Barton, and the beneficiary was Ajala. So here's Morten Verneson, and he spins as well from 5th place. Is he going to carry on? Yes, he is. He didn't hit anything actually, so probably gets away with that one. And he's got the black Audi of Sergio Perez, who's going past him. That's for 5th place, so he moves back a position. That's a big shame for Verneson. And yeah, it looks like he's got chronic oversteer in his car, and in fact he spins again, and Junt's gone into the side of him as well, so damage for both of them now. Oh, and Verneson nearly reverses into the side of, I think that was Jari Vinnari, so very, very close call that one. Perez and Ajala, lap 11. These two have been close for a few laps now, and it's Sergio Perez who's covering the line from Ajala, being very aggressive with his defending, but Ajala's going round the outside here. He's got the inside line, and Perez goes to cover and hits him 3 times, trying to cover the line. Bit unnecessary, bit aggressive there from Sergio Perez, but Ajala makes his way through, so it's now Perez following Ajala as they head towards the Vidal chicane. And Perez is going to make a move potentially up the inside, very late on the brakes. Is he going to slow this one down? Not a chance. He's skipped through the chicane, and he's going to have to give this one back to Ajala, surely. and he's on the inside for the final turn. Yes, he gives that one back to Ajala. Definitely gained a position through missing the track. Ajala a bit sideways out of the final turn, and it's Perez on the outside, Ajala on the inside as they come towards the turn 1 hairpin once again. But Ajala has got the racing line, he's got the position. Big damage to Perez's front of his car, and they make contact once again. Perez trying to close the door a bit late there on Ajala, and Ajala makes that one stick. And Perez once again being a little bit aggressive. Here's Jack Keithley. This is lap 15 of 33, and Keithley actually has been in a class of his own so far, leading from Florian Strauss by quite some distance at the moment. He's in fact coming up to lap, I believe that's Ben Davis, after he's pitted for repairs. So Keithley in a class of his own. Here's Vinnari on Łukasz Demlin, and he's coming into the chicane. Demlin got a bit of damage to the front of his car, and Vinnari much better on the brakes, and Demlin trying to close the door, and as a result there's a bit of contact. Demlin in the gravel. Is he going to escape? Yes, he is. I think that's Josh Barton peeling into the pits as well. So the pit stop window definitely open at present, but Vinnari escapes from that bit of contact. Lap 20. Here's Wayne Morgan making his way back on Sergio Perez. He goes up the inside, but Perez is having none of that. He's trying to close the door, but Morgan's got the better grip out of the first corner. He's going round the outside of Perez and makes that one stick, I believe, as they go into turn 3. Late dive from Perez, very late, and slams into the side of Wayne Morgan. Wayne wasn't quite expecting that, I don't think, as they hop over the curbs once again out of the Mercedes arena. This is still on board with Wayne Morgan, looking at Perez as they go through the left and the right, third gear chicane, and he's looking for a way past Perez. Perez obviously struggling on these tyres at the moment, and Morgan's got better grip out of that corner, and he's gone jinking left and right, trying to make his way past, and Perez lets him through. Sensibly, actually, he passed a little bit aggressively, so it's good driving from Perez there, and Morgan makes his way through. Here's David Junt and Morten Wernersen. They're battling over 9th and 10th position, I believe, and Wernersen looks like he's got the better car at the moment. He's caught up to the back of Junt. Wernersen we saw spinning earlier, and Junt's gone a little bit wide onto the grass and the gravel, and he's slips in behind Morten Wernersen in that Christian Backerud DTM car. But it's Wernersen who's got this one made, and we've got a nice split screen view as they head into the chicane. Here's Sergio Perez as well, and it's Wernersen up the inside of Sergio Perez as they head towards the Vidal chicane once again. Brakes on the inside. Perez trying to go around the outside, but not going to make this one stick. And as they head into the final turn as well, he's covered the line nicely, and Perez isn't going to make a way through there. Lap 24 out of 33, and David Junt is looking up the inside of Barton, but he's a little bit of door banging, nothing untoward, and Junt not quite able to make his way through past Josh Barton at the moment. Barton trying to cover his line, but Junt's already gone up the inside, so it's a little bit late for that. Junt brakes a lot later, and that's Sergio Perez locking his brakes, and he's compromised his exit as well. And Junt trying to make his way through, he's being squeezed onto the grass, and Perez doesn't let him through. And Junt's trying to cut him back as well on the pit straight, but not quite going to be able to do that, so he's going to have to slipstream him into turn 1. That's Josh Barton following David there. Junt obviously the faster of the two out of him and Perez at the moment. He's trying to make his way through, but Perez is locking his brakes into every single corner, and Junt's obviously got the better grip out of that corner, and he's going to make his way through. He's around the outside of Perez, a little bit of contact. Perez goes sideways, but Junt makes the move stick, so he's through. And lap 33 of 33, it's been an excellent drive from Jack Keithley, and he wins from pole position. He's got the win of round 1 of the World Supertech Series. He beats Jesper Tauborg to the line with Florian Strauss in 3rd. He had some problems in his pits. Tommy Ojala, a great drive from the pit lane up to 4th position, and Jari Vinnari will be very happy with 5th. Paolo Tempero was 6th, with Wayne Morgan 7th, David Junt 8th, Sergio Perez 9th, and Josh Barton in 10th place. Join us again at Sachsenring for 2 sprint races.